Well, a lot of people don't understand the organization called Femen. Actually, it could be, and I don't know if this would be a proper acronym, but it may stand for Freeing Empty Minds, Erasing Norms. Basically, breaking down the walls of, structured, totalitarianistic type of societies where you have an elite group running the whole show. Freeing empty minds, erasing norms. Sometimes the elite are doing it through politics. Sometimes they're doing it through banking. Sometimes they're doing it through the military. And sometimes they're doing it through religion. So, it's a matter of, what you got to really see what Femen stands for is feminist move. The Femen movement is not feminist, actually. The Femen movement stands for women-related policies, not women in politics. We stand to make those in power carry responsibility before the people rather than take care of the people. So, in a lot of ways, that's not very much in common with the, some of the huggy-feely liberal socialistic types of things. In other words, the politicians have to stand accountable to the people rather than take care of the people and stop raping the country. In other words, one of the outcries of feminists is all the time is, oligarchs, to hell with you, you know what I mean? And to hell with you, $70 billion net worth Putin. So anyway, here's a Femen member doing some drawing on a drawing board. It could be either for the next protest, or it could be something in aerospace, another warplane on a drawing board. Because unbeknownst to many people in the Western world, this is a top secret A-10 tank destroyer wearing the Femen colors. So you can see the Femen colors here, the yellow and the blue, and it's got the red, appendage on the front to signify this is a plane that is in the warfare fighting capabilities of Femen. If Putin launches Russian tanks, the Putin tanks will be destroyed by this Femen tank killer flying over to Ukraine right now. So anyway, just don't worry about what's things are going to happen in the future. Femen does have it under control. And here we have a Femen checking out their uniform attire. A lot of people don't realize this is actually a uniform just as in the military. It may not look like a military uniform, but in effect it is a military uniform and represents a unified, cohesive organization fighting for a cause of freedom of the Western world against the forces of oligarchs and Putin and religious radicals, especially in the Middle East. So here we have the Femen House, probably the new proposed Femen House, right on the limelight, which people should need to understand that this would be a proposed Femen organization house, but just to show that, we think outside the box and we don't think like the norm. So this would be something that, would be along the Femen lines, and this would be something where they're cleaning the house because all good warriors keep a clean house, Shame on dirt. Let's get rid of that damn dirt and let's keep a clean house. Now, anyway, the other side of the thing with Femen is war paint, and to make sure that you're always presenting the right camouflage image for the Western press, and to get the image across and the message across to all peoples in the world of what they really stand for, and that is Muslim woman, let's get naked. And I am a woman, not an object. That's correct, because objects could never compare to a woman. They never created anything, any type of material that equals a woman yet. So that is correct. A woman is not an object. And Muslim woman, let's get naked. So anyway, the Femen message is always alive and well throughout the world. And Putin go to hell. Anyway, here Femen is carrying some anti-kryptonite rocks because Putin thinks he's Superman, but they don't need to use kryptonite. They just need to use an ordinary rock and hit him in his freaking half-bald head, and he'll knock some sense into the guy once in a while. You know what I mean? That's basically what happens with Vladimir Putin. He needs a little rock to the head, cling, and get that little Russian noggin going because he ain't thinking right half the time. You know what I mean? Or actually 99% of the time. But just remember, Femen, even though they're feminine and female, and feminine, they are actually hardcore warriors, and they represent the pink skull and crossbones. And one thing I think would be a good mission for Femen in the future is to avenge another female warrior who was a real truth teller, and that is Joan Rivers. Because Joan Rivers actually was one of the few females out there that actually told the truth about the Obama administration. Actually, she wasn't even trying to be a bad person and slam the guy, but just told the blatant truth about Obama and Michelle Obama. And I guess she got silenced because when they did a biopsy on her throat, it wasn't something that she signed off on or anything like that. And anytime they do a biopsy, which wasn't even one of the people that was the doctor didn't even work in the place that did the biopsy, it wasn't something she signed off on. They always have to have the airway passages clear. So I think that's murder. So I think this calls for revenge by the Femen group, and that should be something to maybe call to attention too, because here's another female crusader that fell fighting the powers that be. But anyway, just want to remember that all people throughout the world do not drink the Leningrad or Leninade Kool-Aid, from the Vladimir Putin camp, because a lot of people are buying into the propaganda from this guy because he rides on a horsey, or he rides out, he goes fishing, or he's shooting a gun or something, or playing some other freaking macho act, that he gives a damn about Russia, or he cries in front of the anthem, the national anthem. The guy doesn't give a damn, man. He's got $70 freaking billion measured in U.S. dollars, not in rubles, because the ruble's tanking every freaking day. And he's got an unlimited appetite for more. So don't drink the lemonade or the Kool-Aid or the Leninade, because Leninade is actually from the communist bloc nation. And if you're drinking that garbage, you're buying into our Russia Today RT propaganda. So stay free, and remember what Femen stands for: freeing empty minds, erasing the norms. I mean, that's something it could stand for. Maybe that's something I made up, but it could be a pretty catchy saying for Femen: freeing empty minds, erasing norms. Because basically that's what they're doing. It's not actually a feminist movement. It's actually a movement to call attention to the inequality and unfairness that's going out throughout the world. It's also calling attention to the structured norms where people that are elitist have rackets going, and they're never going to give them up. So it's calling to attention to yourselves to actually think outside the box. And we're going to go ahead and do that, and I think they're doing a damn good job of it. So anyway, maybe we'll have some, I particularly like this new warplane they have out here, the A-10 Femen plane. This plane, actually, this is the one thing that needs to be over to Ukraine in vast numbers, because if Putin decides to unleash the tanks, this is the Femen tank kill. The Femen would have enough of these tank killers on hand flying up in the air to take care of the situation and keep Ukraine free. Flying the Femen colors, the yellow and the blue with the red dot in the front. So anyway, over and out. Stay free, Western world.